market participants are in a bit, right? So once we have our delta out of the way, the next thing we're going to look at is volume, and this chart, slide indicates everything else that you need to know as well. So volume is essentially, it indicates where most of the transaction and the overall activity happened for a specific candle. So if we understand this candle, we had a decent amount of volume at the top, even though the body here is bearish, right? This is a bearish body over here. This is a bearish candle, right? So this candle is this candle over here. Overall, it's a bearish candle, but the footprint chart gives you indications which you can only really get from a footprint chart, right? So it's important to understand that when you have a down candle, it's very interesting because you had a lot of aggressive buying up here, and a large proportion of the volume occurred at the top part of the candle, right? Notice how the largest amount of volume for this candle also corresponded to the most aggressive buying. So even though it's a down candle, you understand there's aggressive buying towards the top, which is something that simply a candlestick chart cannot really show you. That it is the interaction between buyers and sellers, the aggressive nature of buyers and sellers, and understanding things like volume that can really give you an edge, especially on those lower time frames. So what we look for at key levels is understanding who is aggressive, and then number two, who is passive, and where that is happening. Essentially, where it's happening refers to the title of the slide, which is at key levels, so areas of supply and demand, right? Once you have your aggressive and passive market participants understood, we then go on to understanding the delta, which does actually explain number 1 and 2 as well. Understanding how delta changes at key levels gives you an indication as to who is aggressive and who is passive, and that further validates an area of supply or area of demand. And the last thing we're going to be looking at, specifically with the numbers, is understanding finished versus unfinished auction. And that's something I'm going to go on to as we go on to the charts. So here now on the charts, we have the S&P 500. This is the 5-minute time frame. So if I just zoom in a little bit. Now, this is the 6th of August 2024. And now this is the 5-minute time frame of the S&P 500. So what I've done is I've rewinded price back to just before 9 o'clock Eastern